So in the worst thing that could have possibly came out of this situation, Chennedy Carter has not only doubled down, she is now tripled down on her, let's just say, attack on Caitlin.
Chennedy Carter has officially been fired following her alleged assault on CaitlinClark, leaving fans wondering, is this the end of her career? Let's break down the chaos, corruption, and incompetence that led to this moment.
They've redoubled off to Carter. Her jumper is good. Chennedy Carter now with 12 points off the bench.
How did Chennedy Carter manage to stay in the league after this incident? She allegedly assaulted CaitlinClark, one of the WNBA's brightest stars, yet the league responded with silence instead of accountability. The WNBA prides itself on being progressive, but how progressive can it really be when players face no real consequences for actions like this? The system in place practically encourages bad behavior, knowing the worst they'll get is a slap on the wrist. Where's the discipline? Where's the integrity?
With 6 seconds left on the shot clock and Chennedy Carter's eyes tell it all.
How is it that players are allowed to wear accessories like long nails and hair that can easily become weapons? Remember when Chennedy Carter poked CaitlinClark in the eye with those talon-like nails? The WNBA shrugged it off like it was nothing. Claws and eye gouging on the court, really? But this isn't just about accessories, it's about a league that enables bad behavior. Players like Chennedy Carter know they can get away with almost anything because the WNBA refuses to enforce its own rules. Now, the league has backed itself into a corner. But let's be clear, this isn't just on Carter. This is the WNBA's failure to uphold basic standards of professionalism. And Carter? After the incident with Clark, she gave an apology without a shred of remorse. Instead, she doubled down. Why? Because she knew the WNBA's history of letting players like her slide.
Clark. I mean, that's clear all which was called. The question is, will they call it unnecessary? Chennedy Carter.
Here's the thing. Going after CaitlinClark is basically career suicide. Clark isn't just a player, she's a brand, a superstar, and the face of the league. She's carrying the WNBA's image on her back. If you decide to target someone like her, you'd better have a flawless reputation and undeniable talent to back it up. Carter, though? She has neither. Taking a shot at Clark without—
Like, I'm just at the point where you accept it, and don't retaliate. Like, you know, just let them hit you, be what it is, don't let it get inside your head, and know it's coming. I think at this point, like, I know I'm going to take a couple hard shots again.
So, the big question now, is this the end of Chennedy Carter's career? Let's be real, it doesn't look good. The WNBA might tolerate some drama, but even they can't ignore the fallout from this incident. Fans are furious, sponsors are paying attention, and the league's reputation is at stake. Here's the harsh truth, Carter had a chance to salvage her image. She could have apologized, taken responsibility, and moved on. Instead, she doubled down with arrogance and entitlement, and now she's facing the consequences. Let's not forget, the WNBA is already on shaky ground.
Gray. Oh, trying to stick with— she got hit hard. She's hurt.
Let's zoom out for a moment. Carter's firing is just one symptom of a much bigger issue, the WNBA's failure to enforce proper regulations and discipline. This lack of accountability has created an environment where incidents like this are almost bound to happen. The league's unwillingness to—
Said she's going to do it again. Well, not necessarily said she's going to do it again, but has liked tweets saying she should do it again. Which, I'm not going to lie, that looks like a threat. That looks like it's a threat to do it again.
From Chennedy Carrington's weaponized nails to Chennedy Carter's blatant assault, it's clear the WNBA is in desperate need of a serious overhaul if it wants to be seen as a legitimate professional organization. It's time to stop coddling players and start holding them accountable. Right now, the league looks more like a soap opera than a sports league. CaitlinClark has faced the ultimate disrespect in the WNBA, from being poked in the eye by Chennedy Carter to being assaulted by Chennedy Carter. It's obvious that some players are targeting her, and honestly, it's easy to see why. Clark is everything the WNBA needs, a generational talent with a growing fan base, unmatched charisma, and a style of play that's electric. Yet some players seem more focused on taking her down than raising the league up. Here's the kicker, the WNBA doesn't even seem to know how to handle this. For the first time in its history, millions of eyes are on them. Fans who've never cared about women's basketball are tuning in, not just to watch Clark, but to call out the nonsense happening on the court. The WNBA has never faced this kind of attention, and it shows. Instead of stepping up and showing how professional basketball should be played, they're fumbling the bag. This isn't basketball, it's a circus, and the WNBA looks like a league completely out of its depth. Let's be real, they never thought they'd have to answer for letting this kind of behavior slide, but now the world is watching, and the league is being exposed for it.
With 6 seconds left on the shot clock, and Chennedy Carter's eyes tell it all.
And let's not forget Chennedy Carter's role in all this. If Carter wanted to try out Taekwondo, she should have signed up for martial arts classes instead of bringing it to the basketball court because, let's face it, she wouldn't last long there either. Taekwondo requires discipline, respect, and control.
Followed up the kind of conversation. Is there an understanding about, maybe there was a line that was crossed in terms of that particular?
There's no line. I'm competing. I'm going to compete. I've already let you know I'm going to compete. If you're going to throw punches first, I'm going to compete. It's all love. It's basketball. This happens in the NBA. Actually, I'm focused on New York now. I'm not really focused on that play anymore. It happened. Okay? It's just a basketball. It just happened. Like, it's over with. I don't know why we're dragging it, but we continue to drag a play that happened, and a whole fourth quarter happened after that.
The truth is, Chennedy Carter's antics on the court have nothing to do with competition, they're all about insecurity. CaitlinClark has achieved more in 1 year than Carter has in her entire career. Clark is out here breaking records, setting new standards, and completely redefining what it means to be a superstar, while Carter is making headlines for all the wrong reasons. Let's break it down. In just 1 year, CaitlinClark has led her team to historic victories, shattered records that most players can only dream of, and become a household name, the face of women's basketball. What has Chennedy Carter done? Stirring up drama. She's barely made a dent in the league, and that's the real issue. When you've been in the league for years and still can't match what a rookie like Clark has accomplished in just 12 months, the jealousy starts to show. Carter's actions?
Straight double-double. It's not a rookie record, not a Chicago record. It's an all-time record. And Carter comes down hard on Skylar Diggins-Smith, and she is slow to...
So why is CaitlinClark such a target? It's because she embodies everything players like Chennedy Carter wish they could be. Clark's talent is undeniable, her work ethic unmatched, and her ability to captivate audiences is something the WNBA hasn't seen in decades. For players who can't handle her success, they lash out, throwing cheap shots, both literally and figuratively. But here's the thing, no matter how much hate they throw her way, CaitlinClark just keeps rising above it. She's not just surviving in this hostile environment, she's thriving. Every time she steps on the court.
Do you have any regrets on how it happened and everything that's happened since then?
I don't have any regrets with anything. I'm going to compete and play 100% hard no matter who it is, like I said, or who we're playing. No, I don't have any regrets.
The WNBA is at a crossroads. They can either protect their stars and clean up the league, or they can keep allowing players like Chennedy Carter to drag them down. The choice is theirs, but the clock is ticking. Fans are watching, sponsors are paying attention, and CaitlinClark's career is proof that this league has real potential, if only they'd stop.
Like, it's very clearly intentional. But I don't know what the hell happens now. Because I'm not sure the WNBA can do anything because, as I've said, like, Alyssa Thomas chokeslammed Angel Reese, which is more dangerous.
As for Chennedy Carter, maybe it's time for her to reflect on why her career is in free fall while CaitlinClark's is soaring to unimaginable heights. At this rate, the only thing Carter will be remembered for is the time she tried, and failed, to take down the queen of the court.
Clark. I mean, that's clearly a foul, which was called. The question is, will they call it unnecessary? Chennedy Carter.
Let's be honest, the WNBA has been skating on thin ice for years. Despite all the talent that's come through, it was mostly an afterthought in sports conversations, until CaitlinClark exploded onto the scene. She didn't just bring skill to the court, she brought attention, excitement, and a fan base the WNBA never knew it could have. But if this newfound success is going to last, the league has to step up its game, starting with enforcing proper rules and standards. Otherwise, it risks slipping right back into obscurity. For starters, how is it even remotely acceptable for players to shove, poke, or outright assault one another on the court with little to no consequence? This isn't playground ball, this is supposed to be professional basketball. Look at the NBA, if someone shoves or takes a cheap shot, there are immediate repercussions, fines, suspensions, ejections. The rules are clear, and the message is even clearer. This is not how basketball is played. Yet in the WNBA,
violent motion down on her face that she pops her good.
Okay. And then frame by.